Hi everyone, I'm Alicia and I'm here today to talk to you about aging in place and home safety. This is to celebrate our National Falls Prevention Program month event called Taking a Stand and Prevent Falls. And this is actually 1 out of 5 videos that I will be covering, covering different topics about falls prevention and just giving information on how to prevent falls and being safer in one's home. So the first topic today is a home safety checklist. So let's hear all about that home safety checklist. I want you to first think about back to when you were a little kid, back to if you ever had a fire escape plan or a fire safety plan, if there ever was a fire in your house. I'm sure on that checklist was being aware of what fire hazards were to start with, or even where your windows and doors were to escape quickly. I would think on that checklist would also be a smoke detector, making sure that they're on every level and making sure that the batteries in them worked and that they were checked at least twice a year. Even thinking about tornadoes, what would you do in the events of a tornado? All these are emergencies. Hopefully your parents sat you down and gave you the talk. No, I don't mean that talk. I mean the talk about what to do in the event of an emergency situation or a fire. And as much as that talk was probably really annoying or boring, your parents meant well and they were just trying to keep you safe. So flash forward to today and no longer being a kid. Instead of your parents taking care of you, now you have to take care of you. I hope that you still have a fire safety plan or a plan when a tornado comes around or some other emergency. But I want you to think about having a fall prevention plan. And to get started with thinking about how to create that plan, go back to that checklist as if you had that checklist when you were a kid with the fire prevention plan. So on this checklist for fall prevention, I want you to think about the lighting in your house, the stairwells in your house, your places where you might find yourself being, so your living room, bathroom, bedroom, even outside in the yard. Start thinking about those places and think about if they are fall preventable or if there are things that could make them safer. So for example, in the stairwells, make sure that there's railings on both sides of a stairwell. If there's trip hazards, so if there's different surfaces in your house, watch for those rugs, other trip hazards, cords. Be aware of those and try to make those safer. Maybe you want to take down the cords or even just get rid of rugs. Also think about lighting, making sure places in your house are well lit so that you can actually see what's there, what's around you. And then think about when you're doing chores and keeping things that you typically have to reach for, keep them at waist level so that they're easy to reach for versus up on those tippy toes. And sometimes you can lose your balance. So, and then also think about your footwear too. I will actually cover footwear in a different video, but you want your footwear to have good tread so that it's not slippery, and making sure that it's a decent shoe so that it has an actual back of the foot instead of like an open foot. But again, I'll cover that in a different video. So think about all those and keep in mind also it's really okay to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking help, asking family and friends, your primary care provider, like how to make your home more safe for you and just friendly overall. It's unfortunate that sometimes people think of asking for help as like weakness, and sometimes people think it's embarrassing, but it's actually a sign of wisdom and strength, I think, in my book. So don't be afraid to ask for help. You can even refer to your like senior care center, or if you need a like assistive walking device or a medical alert system, you can get a hold of Medicare. Typically they cover those things. Also a Veterans Affairs Center, they can provide you with the resources that you need to make your home safer for you. So what happens if you actually do fall? What do you do? What are the steps? The first step would be obviously to remain calm and make sure, like assess yourself for injuries. If you are bleeding, apply firm pressure. The second step would be to call for help. And if you are able to get up If you're not injured, you can get up and get to a phone, or if you can crawl to a phone safely, then you can call. If there is nobody around and you are finding yourself that you can't move, I would suggest making sure you're warm. I know that's a weird thing to think about when you're falling, like, am I cold? You actually want to be warm, so if there's blankets or a rug, even coats, I would suggest tucking that over you and even underneath you. You don't want to be affected by the shock, because that's typically what happens sometimes when people go into shock, so keep yourself warm. And again, just as you would prepare for that fire or tornado, you need to prepare for a fall. So other tips to make your home fall preventable friendly is to keep a telephone on a low stool or a low shelf so that you can easily reach it if you find yourself on the floor, or even arrange for someone to call you every single day just to check in and make sure you're all right. Again, every single day. I hope all of this information was helpful for you. It's never too much even to just be reminded of these things all the time. So again, even if you've heard these things, it's nice to have that reminder. We all need reminders to be healthier all the time anyways. So, and honestly, I would actually love to hear about your fall prevention plan and hear about your home safety checklist. So check in with me. My contact information is on this page. And I hope that you find this event fun, this virtual event fun, and partake in the other videos. And I think we have like a bingo game. There's other people on this committee, so we'd love to hear about your fall prevention plan too. So in the meantime, stay safe, and I hope that you listen to my other videos. Bye.